Alright guys, I am pumped, okay? Pumped. I got back yesterday with the kayaks, but I hadn't had a chance to put them in the water yet. I had work this morning. I was going to try to go this morning before work, but a buddy of mine and his wife, who's also a buddy of mine, had a baby. Yeah, so I went up there this morning, weren't quite ready then, and just went back to see them after work. Got to see the little baby, got to meet Addison, oh my God. But anyway, so, hadn't got to get in the kayak yet. Pretty pumped about it, ready to get in it, and now it's time. Get a couple hours before dark. Gonna get out here and see if we can't catch a few, maybe even catch some standing up. It's one of them deals where I built it up a lot, and I really hope that I'm not disappointed, because I've built this up a lot in my head that this is gonna be a lot better, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a lot better. So I thought about going with the SS127 first and working my way up, but I'm just going to go straight from teacup to the old battleship over there, the SS127, because, you know, I earned it. You know, teacup, we've had a tumultuous week. It was a short-lived romance. I'm pretty sure that she and I won't be together much here in the near future. We had a good time. We had a good run. It was back-breaking at times. We've had a lot of fun, and she introduced me to this world. So, she'll always have that. Woo! Got the YOLO Tech power stick and the power station. It's got the skid plates on the back. I can already tell, obviously, this boat's a lot heavier than the old teacup was, old Sun Dolphin, but that's because it's like a lot better. You know, it's a lot sturdier, got a lot more components. Right now, I actually have a lot of stuff in the front of it too. This is one of the coolest things to me about this design. I mean, everything's got thought into it, just like these little grooves here go into, I think they call this the boss strap, because it's the kind of like a management system. You can put your paddle under here, or your rod tips go in these grooves, and the rod tips flow up through here, and they start here in the tray. It goes under the seat. So a lot of thought went into it, but this is what I love. Like if you're outside the boat and you want to get something out of here, it hinges that way. Well, if you get in the boat and you need to get something out, it hinges this way. That is, I mean, if we could figure out how to do that on the back of a bass boat, that's one of the most frustrating things when you're in a bass boat. It's hard to work no matter which way your back hatch, where all your batteries are. No matter which way it goes, you always end up having to work on it from the other way, whether you're in the boat or out of the boat. I think that's the one I'm going to go with. You know, Scott hooked me up with all kinds of goodies to try and check out. Stoquist. This is like a really nice life jacket. I think I'm going to go with that one. He hooked me and Dad both up with a lot of stuff, because Dad's going to go with me a lot too. Oh, that's pretty nice right there. I think I'm going to go with the one with all the compartments on it. A lot of storage in this boat, a lot of room to put stuff. Scott was saying too in the video I posted yesterday, going through the boat, that he and Fluke have had like 12 rods in these things. And these seats have a high and low position. You can put them in low, which is what I probably should start with, being as I'm a novice. But the thing I really wanted this whole time is a higher seat, so I'm going to go ahead and jack this bad boy up to the high position. Just roll that front and back leg out, latch it in, it's locked in. Check it. It's super sturdy on land. Yeah, I like that. Let's just stay on land. These little deals just screw into the rails. What's wrong with that? Oh, that right there. See, I'm good. One thing I can already tell you I'm going to love is this storage. Having somewhere to put something. It's going to be huge. I love this little tray here. It's going to be really nice to have somewhere to put some stuff. Tell you, he hooked me up with some stuff. Last rod holder you'll ever have. Uh-oh, look what I did. So this thing just exploded on me. It's the Omega Universal Yak Attack. I was taking this off to put an arm in there. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. But the good news is, There's only 3 parts, you know, so the spring came off. It's not complicated, you know. I actually have most of an engineering degree, and I don't even need it for this. But I'm assuming that goes right there. Yeah, that lets those grind together. And this is going to push down against this spring here, or if you want to go the other way. I think I might do it. Yeah, it's the only way you can do it. Let's go make sure I did that right. Alright, I did not do that right. What did I do wrong? Coming from this side into this, and this goes into that. Now we're getting some. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. If I'd have finished my engineering degree, I think I would have figured that out without having to have the other one right there. I might need to flip this over. I'm gonna get it. Alright, so great design. Just you gotta know what you're working with. I just didn't know exactly what I was doing there. I still don't think I have it right. I'm such a ding dong. Alright, finally I've got it figured out. These teeth don't go together. This one goes like this, and then this goes in here, and then this comes down on it. And now I actually do finally have it right. Okay. Loosen it up a little bit, adjust it. Wow, okay, great design, but not when you don't know what you're doing. But now I do. Did I learn anything from my first victory? Alright, now, I've got another rod holder with an extension. Cool. And it's actually got the little deal already. So I got an extra one of these little deals. Again, I need you guys to constantly be letting me know what I'm doing wrong, because I feel like I'm doing stuff wrong. Well, I know I'm doing stuff wrong because I don't know what I'm doing. So, but now I got that one. I got 2 locked in. Yak attack, pretty sweet. Good to go. All right, let's put this in here. Put that right there, maybe. I got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of gadgets in here. Some pretty high-tech stuff. This is not high-tech. I made this a couple days ago. I wanted a little selfie stick for cheap that would float. So we're gonna see if it floats. I'm actually gonna put it right here. If it does, I think that'd be a pretty good little spot for a little POV action. Yeah, we'll try it. Now this is like the opposite of that. This is a Hero 7 GoPro power stick from YOLO Tech, little charging cord. Then the power station from YOLO Tech. So the cool deal with this is you just screw it in. Alright, now you got a battery in here, and you got several different options here. You can hook up graphs, whatever. You can turn them all on and off individually, hook up graphs and all through here. And yeah, so now bring the charging cord up. You want to try to make sure you keep it behind the camera. Plug it in. It's got power. Fire it up, ready to record. Now, where am I going to put this little guy? I'll put it between these two, probably pretty good. What's wrong with that? Might secure it somehow better in the future. Put like a little sticky deal down here or something. But that'll work. Got a ball mount here where you can tilt it if you want to. Up a little bit. It's got 2 extensions. If you extend the bottom one, it's a little sturdier. Send the bottom one first. Get the point of view right. Got the SS127 ready to go. Now what I will say about this kayak, something I've noticed, it's an awesome boat. It does not have AC. It's still hot in Alabama. I'm sweating like a pig, but I'm ready to go fishing. Let's get it. Pre-installed mud line from my buddy Scott. So I already got the mud line installed. That's important because I don't want to have to clean it. So now it came to me like this. I'm just going to leave it like this. You know what I mean? Roll Tide. Main thing I want to watch out for is this power station. Make sure it doesn't tip over on me. I would definitely like to secure it a little bit better to the boat where it doesn't get top heavy on me. I don't think it will once I get on the water, but just kind of wiggling around, it might do it a little bit. Another thing I'm really excited about with this boat, like for one thing, I was sitting way down in the bottom of the little sun dolphin, my little teacup, and when I would get water in the bottom of the boat and it would go all the way up to my pants. Every time I tried to get in with these pants on, water would run right up to my buttocks. But with this, you get all these holes everywhere. I think there's like 11 of them or something on this boat. So anywhere water gets, it's going to run out. And I'm also not sitting in it anyway. So Scott told me to check. It's like an 8-point check. 1, 2, make sure everything's secure. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So far so good. All right, let's go fishing. I still don't know exactly what I'm doing as far as when and how to get in and out, but I'm assuming it's easiest to step over this way. If I'm wrong, tell me. Might be easier to get in and push off backwards. Try to get some of this dirt off of me. Life jacket on, safety first. All right, let's see what getting in this thing is like. It's supposed to be super sturdy. Yeah, there's nothing like getting over in that other deal. I can already tell you I like being up high. Yeah, oh yeah. I'm golden, boys. Golden, pony boy. Stay golden. Oh, I'm so much higher. This is awesome. Alright, I'm sold. It's one of them deals where like that sun dolphin, okay, I went and bought it. Not as a joke, but kind of like, you know, on a whim. Been wanting to get into kayak stuff, hadn't done it. Finally said I'm gonna do it. So I went and bought that joker, and I mean, it was cool, and it'd be a good boat. I got it for $300. It was on sale too. I think it's like usually $400, $500. So I got it pretty cheap. But if you wanted to put a little kayak on your dock at the lake, didn't want to worry about, you know, somebody stealing a $1,500, $2,000 kayak. If you got an hour in the evening sometimes to go out there and get in, you don't have 8 hours to go fish sometimes. Then yeah, I mean, that's a cool little boat for you. But I can already tell, like if you got time, like I bought that thing and fished out of it 5 out of the first 6 days I had it. And I was about to die, but it was fun. Like I wanted to do it, you know. This, I can fish out of all the time. I can go ahead and tell. Like this is, look how far up I am. Like I'm not even, this is awesome. I'm not in a pain, you know. That other deal was pain. So this right here, if you're gonna, you know, I hadn't been in any nice kayaks. This is my first nice quote unquote kayak. So, you know, I can't really give an opinion on a bunch of different brands, but I can tell this is nice. And I mean, I made it like 60 feet from where I'd put the boat in, and I'd already buy one of them. Like if I was really going to get into this thing is nice. You can cast a lot better. I'm not having to like dodge everything real low. I hit my crock the other day on a cast. I don't even know how you do that. But I mean, when you're sitting there and you're casting over your feet like that, this is different. It's nice. God, I can't get over how high up I am. I got to be careful when I first set the hook. I think it might, oh, this hook is pretty sturdy. I don't want to set the hook too hard to start with and bail out of this thing, because I am sitting up in the high position, which is probably a little bit less secure, you know, than like a low position or whatever. I like that little deal right there where you can tuck the paddle away. This is awesome. Oh, this thing's nice. Too, like I can move around, like turn around a lot easier to get stuff. That other boat, I couldn't even think about looking behind me. I hadn't stood up yet. What do y'all think? You think I can stand up? Let's try it. I'm getting a little cocky right out of the gate here, but I'm gonna try it. That's awesome. This is the first time I ever stood up in a kayak. Let's see. I mean, I'm a little, but I'm not a steady guy. I'm a sturdy guy. There's a big difference between sturdy and steady. I think the big key is going to be to keep my lower body in the same place and move my upper body. I need to get back into yoga. Would y'all believe I actually used to do yoga? Huh? I'm just excited to be standing up. So cool. Not only am I not sitting way down in it, I'm actually standing up. Alright, let's see. I'm just not a steady guy. A much nicer paddle too. It's quieter and it's a lot lighter. It would be nice to have a rudder system where I could kick the rudder around. And it is pretty sweet how you put the rods down in here. I like this paddle, man. The boat just moves through the water good. The paddle's pretty sweet. It's just, I stepped up in every direction all at once with this deal. I should have done baby steps. I'm gonna be burnt. Let's try the Tokyo rig right quick. Decent one. First bite in the Bonafide. Pretty good. Trucker's fighting, just digging. Oh, I got it kind of hooked under the jaw. That's the first bite in the Bonafide. Nothing wrong with that. Little old 2-pounder on a Tokyo rig. Calm down, little buddy. I know I'm excited to be in here too. Uh-oh. That's a 1 or 2 minute fish care penalty. Luckily that does not apply to me. Kind of flopped out of my hand, little slimy joker. That was awesome. I kind of half set the hook because I'm so timid from being in that other kayak. And I don't mean to bash it again, like I said, but it's a very low level, like entry level kayak. Like it was good for what it did. It let me know if I like kayak fishing without buying a $1,600 kayak. But I can tell you right now, there's a huge difference between a $300 kayak and a $1,600 kayak. See, I come from the bass boat world too, where, I mean, you can get this entire kayak. You can get the kayak, this paddle, this vest. I mean, the seat comes with the kayak. Some of the Yak Attack stuff, like the rod holders and all, a ruler. You can get all that for the price of like one graph for a bass boat or a power pole. And I mean, like, if I'm gonna have a bass boat, I'm gonna have power poles because it's hugely beneficial and important to how I fish out of a bass boat. But it's gotten so expensive, bass boat fishing, and that's one of the things that's turned me off of it. I just can't afford it. I can't afford to pay for the thing, much less go. Spend $100 to go each time I go. If I pay for my truck gas, boat oil, you start really thinking about it. You spend a lot of money every time you go in a bass boat. And I don't want to think about it. I don't like thinking about it. But one of them deals where if I ain't got the money, I got to think about it. So you could buy this boat right here. I already know too. I'm liking being up higher as far as stuff like this. I never had a chance of getting something unhung. Tokyo rig got hung up. But you could buy this boat, rig it out pretty great, you know, short of a graph. You could rig it out pretty cool for like $2,000, $2,500, and you're done. I mean, you own it. You're not making payments on it. You know what I mean? This is pretty freaking sweet. And you know, I know I borrowed two of these boats from a guy, you know, that works for the company, and that doesn't change my opinion. Like, y'all know me, anybody that's followed me for a while knows that I give a pretty straight up opinion of stuff. And I don't have sponsors. You know, I have a few companies I work with a little bit, but nobody really pays me to say anything. And that's how I want it. You know, I tried to play the sponsor game for a while, and it's just hard, you know, as a mid-level angler fishing the opens and Everstarts and stuff, it's hard to really have anything to give to a company that was worthwhile for them to actually pay. So I found over time, I kind of like that right there for that. That's handy. But I found over time, you know, like, it wasn't worth, you know, a little bit of free gear with different companies or discounts to not be able to use different stuff if I wanted to. You know, I'd have some stuff I really like with a company and some stuff I'd rather use from another company. Well, I didn't feel right about it, you know, if they didn't feel right about it. So I'm in a good place now where I can use what I want to. And right now, again, I have not been in any high level nice kayaks, but this is a freaking nice boat right here. So right now, I'm not complaining. I'm glad I bought the Sun Dolphin to where I could really see how nice something like this is. And I wouldn't, I mean, again, get something cheaper, which Bonafide actually makes a more affordable boat. This is like decked out with all the trimmings. That one just has a few less bells and whistles. I got it on the trailer. I'm gonna try it out one day. I don't know, man. It's just, look at this. That other boat, man, I was afraid to sneeze. I feel dirty. I feel like I'm bragging on it too much. I do. I feel like something's gonna happen. It's got to, because this isn't kayak fishing to me. Like, I was worried kayak fishing was gonna be sitting in a canoe. This right here is different. All right, so I caught one in the Bonafide. Now I think I want to catch one standing up in the Bonafide. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this rod back in the rod holder. Make a few casts right here. See if I can't get bit standing up. Again, I'm not an agile. I've never been accused of being agile. I was 185 in high school, and they still put me on the offensive line. I'm not a skills player. You know what I mean? I'm 250 now. 254 to be brutally honest. But I mean, I feel pretty comfortable. Even when this thing kind of tilts a little bit, I don't feel like I'm gonna get thrown out or it's gonna flip over, you know. It kind of catches you, cradles you, cushions you. And obviously I think I get a lot more sturdy as time goes on. More steady. I'm already sturdy. I do want to lock down my power stick a little better in the back. Maybe put like a little strap over it or adhesive mount or something. Put my sunglasses in my life jacket. That's convenient. I like that. Thing's got all kinds of components. I could probably just hook them in there. Alright. Let's get a bite standing up in a kayak. How about that? Baby steps. But really like grown boy steps right here. Uh-oh. Good Lord. Oh my gosh. That was awesome. I snatched too. I'm surprised I didn't go in the water because but I was never uncomfortable. Like that was fantastic. That thing came out there at 100 miles an hour. It's one thing to look at with a trailer hook too, which I got him outside the head, outside the mouth. But a trailer hook's really important for that reason right there. Like I hooked him outside the mouth, only on the trailer hook. That was cool. That was my first bite standing up, y'all. I'm king of the kayaks. I'm gonna fall in if I don't quit playing. Like I said, I'm still not steady myself, but that's just me. If I can stand up in this, anybody can. I'll say that. Because this is, I don't slackline. I don't do yoga. Again, I did yoga once, but it was a couple lifetimes ago doing P90X. And I couldn't even spell P90X at this point. Wait a minute. Anyway. So, see if we can't catch another one. That was cool. That sun was waking on it. Dude, being able to stand up is so fantastic. I fished a 4-hour night derby the other day and never stood up. That was miserable. Miserable. I was so tired. My back was so sore by the time that was over with. Ugh, this is so much better. Even if you just take, you know, you don't want to fish standing up. Just being able to stand up for 30 seconds every hour. It's just huge. Makes you so much more comfortable. I'm gonna get a bite right here. Getting up and getting down, man, I'm telling you. It's not bad at all. I'm sorry, I know I sound like a complete suck up right now, but I dare any of you to go get one of those sun dolphins and fish out of it for 6 days. And, you know, an hour to 4 hours at the time. And then come get in this thing right here and see if you're not just freaking impressed. Man, this paddle's nasty. Bending Branches. Angler Classic. I still got the stickers on here. #1 best-selling kayak. Paddle. Got a built-in ruler for you. That's pretty sweet. Forget your ruler. Got these little deals that my buddies on YouTube told me what they're for. I didn't even know. Pretty light. I'm sure it floats. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw it in the water, but I'm pretty confident it does. I need to throw a spinnerbait the way they're waking up on this and not getting it. But I like watching them bite the top water. So, I'm not even grunting and groaning. Y'all been watching my stuff last week. Y'all been grunting and groaning a lot, getting up and down, getting in and out. This is my little selfie stick I made out of an old rod. Took a lot of time, energy, and effort. Literally all of 30 seconds and a hacksaw, a little electrical tape. But I wanted something that would float my GoPro if I were to drop it in the water. So let's see. Hey, check it out, floating. Uh-oh, drifting though. Hey, that's high dollar equipment right there. Whoop, lean out there and get it. Good to go. It works. You float. You float. Fantastic. Let's see how that does for a little while. I gotta figure out something better to do with my Yellow Tech back here. It's rocking a little bit. I just gotta figure out some way of securing it to the boat better where it doesn't wobble so much. We're gonna try this point of view and that point of view. Hope the audio is not jacked up from where I just put it under the water. I just bumped it with my paddle there a little bit too. But yeah, it's pretty sturdy little POV. There's a little spinnerbait right quick. Little guy. Maybe even, that's a big bluegill. Look at that bit of spinnerbait. That's competition in the lake right there. Bluegill bit of spinnerbait. That's the first time I've ever had that. I've caught a bluegill on a lot of stuff, but the spinnerbait's pretty impressive. And where I don't really put a lot of action in the buzzbait, I'll do a lot of stuff with the spinnerbait. I'll pump my rod, I'll pause it, let it flutter down a little bit, burst my reel sometimes. Just about anything to make those blades kind of flicker like a dying shad or a struggling shad. A buzzbait, most of the time, just slow, steady retrieve. Spinnerbait, there's no telling what I'll do on cast to cast. And sometimes I do just slow roll it, especially when it's cold in the winter. But even then, I'll pump it just a little bit every now and then, and that's when you'll get a lot of your bites. A little bit of difference in the action. Beautiful day. Tell you, I didn't grow up fishing ponds and creeks and stuff like that. I fished a little creek behind my house, and I fished a few ponds growing up. I was very, very fortunate, you know, to have a dad that fished, and he had a bass boat. And as soon as I could get in the boat, and you know, he'd put a life jacket on me, put a cork in my hand. I'd drag the cork behind the boat, tell him to slow down where I could catch a brim. He's bass fishing, and I spent my entire life in a bass boat. One thing I'm really excited about with this kayak deal is being able to get into some of these places I've never really fished. I mean, these loaded ponds, I got buddies with ponds, and I fish a john boat in them or something every now and then, but it's just not the same. You know, once you start fishing out of a boat, like a bass boat, you kind of want certain performance things. You know, you want to have organization. Like, that's one of my favorite things about a kayak like this. It reminds me of Connect. You know, you build stuff. That's what I kind of like about being able to, these kayaks, you can just customize them so much and build them out however you want them, and you have all this organization and this storage and management and everything in this confined space. I mean, I'm pretty interested in the tiny house movement, to be honest with you. That's kind of what this makes me think of, is this minimalization, like strategic use of what we do have. I like that idea, and this compared to like a john boat or a canoe, there's no comparison. Like you can still have a lot of stuff at your fingertips and get into these little hidey hole lakes and creeks and streams and, you know, rivers and rapids. And I'm excited about that side of fishing because I've gotten kind of burnt out on boat fishing lakes and everything. It's just so crowded. There's so much drama. You know, everybody's fighting over holes and everything. You see this stuff with Randy Haynes and Jason Lambert, you know, last year, and it's just really like, what are we getting to? And I don't blame either one of them in that situation. You know, that's the new norm, and I don't blame Randy for not wanting to be a part of it. I don't blame Jason for adapting. You know, but I would just as soon like avoid all that. Just go fishing and have a good time. You know, that's what I'm really excited about with this kayak deal because I've already really enjoyed it, and I hadn't even had a boat, you know, worth putting in the water. That other deal, and I don't mean to knock it, but now that I've gotten in this, I mean, I'll sell my bass boat honestly and get one of these to fish out of before I would probably go back to fishing out of that. If that was the only option I had to get off the bank, I would get one. Don't get me wrong. It'd be a really sweet boat if you're sitting there on the bank and you're like, man, I got $300. I don't have $1,600 or whatever for this SS127. Yeah, if you got $300 and you can get one of those, get it. Get off the bank, and eventually you'll work your way up into these different boats. But this right here, I'm pretty excited about this deal. It's just a whole nother world that I hadn't explored, and one I'm pretty excited about jumping into. We also like to camp. Me and my dad like to camp a lot. I bought a bass tender, a little 11.3. The boat was actually shorter than this kayak, but it was real wide and had an aerated live well and little navigation lights. It's a pretty cool little old rig. Had a casting deck and a place to put a foot control trolling motor. But we would take that thing camping, and we had a ball, you know. Had a little 5-horse on it, but we put it in. We couldn't put it in up at the bridge or anything. We'd have to put it in at the lake and run up the creek. So the ramp's an hour run with a 5-horse. So we'd put in and run all the way up to where we're going to camp at in the creek. Well, with these right here, I mean, we could dump these in from the bridge, let somebody take the car home, and come back and pick us up, you know, the next day down at the lake at a little dirt ramp or something, just somewhere we can get out. So pretty excited about camping, and like this boat compared to that other little boat, that Sundolphin, Teacup as I call her. I'm already seeing a Teacup 2 in the future, by the way. Pretty sure the 1127 here. I'm pretty sure the SS 127 here is going to be Teacup 2 before too long. But this has so much more storage. Like if you had 2 guys, you could put a tent in one, whatever you want to get, like maybe a tarp or hammocks or a sleeping bag, something like that down into the hatch of this one, and the other guy could take your cooler with a bunch of frozen drinks and everything, and man, you're set up for the whole weekend. So pretty pumped about camping out of this too. That's going to be another thing that I'm really interested in getting back into camping, and this is going to be a perfect setup to do just that and fish while you're on your way. You store everything down below in the hull, and then put a few things in the back well, and then you still got plenty of room to fish while you're traveling. Look, Ma, no hands. Check me out, no hands. I'm basically a professional. I'm pretty much Chad Hoover. Here's one. Smoked spinnerbait, little guy. I've had them come up waking on a buzzbait, but I can't get them to commit yet. So swapped up to the spinnerbait. Got a couple. Man, this thing is just super stable. I feel like this is going to be like the most complimentary review of a product ever. But I swear I'm going to try to talk my way into one of these now, don't get me wrong. But I have no deal with these guys to promote them for a while and talk good about them and then get me a kayak. That's what I'm going to try to do, because this thing's really nice and I don't want to have to pay for one. If I can help them sell some, you know, I think it's win-win for everybody. Try to get me one. But I mean, if I had to buy one, I'd buy one in time. I'm gonna try to, but I mean, you know, if they told me I couldn't have one, if they told me I couldn't even buy one, I'd still say this is a heck of a boat. You know, it's a nice ride. It's just a huge step up from what I started in, and you know, I'm sure there are other nice kayaks out there. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of options out there now. But you know, one thing I do like about this company too, and there may be other ones like it, but everything down to the last bolt's made in the USA, which is pretty cool and extremely impractical. So when you spend a little bit of money, you think, well, I don't know where all that's going. That's going to US jobs. And if you're a patriotic person, that should appeal to you. But yeah, this is going to be like the most glowing review ever. Like, I feel uncomfortable talking as good as I have about it. Okay, so I don't like that it's got water in the bottom of it. Oh crap, the water already ran out. I don't know. I have to come up with something. Some negative comment. So far, things bad to the bone. Bad to the Bonafide. Uh-oh. Bad to the Bonafide. I think I might have just made up something. Bonafide bad, eh? I'll say that. Oh, behind that limb. Oh, that's a decent fish. Oh my gosh. These things are so strong. Put me on over there and see what happens. You gonna mess up? I'm gonna catch you. Uh-oh, they got me down in there again. There we go. That thing keeps hanging me out. Ain't no way in the world. I can't even stand up in that other thing. Sit here and do all that in this joker. Boat flipper in here. Yeah. Pretty good little fish right there. Ain't nothing wrong with that. A little chunk in the Bonafide. Big boy standing up. Sweet. Got me all around some limbs. But that's cool because you trolled me over here to a new spot. Appreciate you. Who needs a torpedo when you got a bass on the end of the line? I'm not gonna lie, a torpedo would be pretty sweet too. I'm gonna get all into this, I can already tell. Can already tell this is gonna end up in a long and fruitful marriage of me and kayak fishing. It's just too much fun. I mean, I'm already jumping up out of this thing. I'm drifting a little bit. I gotta figure out how to do that tilt steer deal. I've seen some of y'all do, where you kind of tilt and turn a boat. I'll just turn it with a bass. Oh, I lied. Try to get a little cocky there. But I am just jumping up and down in it. Just gotta get my directional stuff straightened out. I almost waited too late to do one of the moments of truth here. May get along a little rock or two, but I'm gonna try to get up here where I can get out right quick. Pretty good spot. Alright. I was told to kind of brace myself with the paddle by fishing with the poke. Oh my gosh, that's so much easier. So much easier than rolling out of that other one, just being able to step off of that. Sweet. Well, hey, you know, I don't know what to tell you. This is gonna be a very glowing review. This is an awesome boat. Definitely spider gone. Definitely worthwhile to check out one of these. Just got done fishing out of the Bonafide for the first time. SS127, sit and stand. It's a fact. You can pop up and down out of it. I'm 254, 5'11", no problem. I'm a little unsteady, but that's just me. I'm an unsteady guy. I don't tight line. I don't do stuff like that. I don't yoga, okay? I'm a big guy. But I felt very comfortable in this, and I think with just a little time on the water, I'll figure out the right placement for my feet and get even more comfortable. But I caught a few fish standing up, no problem whatsoever. Never felt like I was about to go in. Absolutely loved it. If you guys want to check one out, I got a lot of buddies that watch these. I got 2 of these things for a few weeks. If y'all want to check one out, I'm going to try to sell some of these things for these guys, because I think if I can, I'll get one for myself. And I'm not ashamed to admit I'm going to try to get me one of them, you know, get them to give me one to try to help promote them, because this is it's bad to the Bonafide. I like that myself. Just came up with it. But it's bad to the bone. And if I can get you in one of these things, I could sell you one of them. I saw that today, because even if they wouldn't let me buy one, I'd figure out a way to steal one. And I'm sure there are other great kayaks out there. Don't get me wrong. This is the first kind of top of the line kayak I've gotten into. The only thing I've ever gotten into was teacup. I mean, I got in a Hobie a while back, and it was a fine boat. But that was a long time ago. A lot of A lot of new innovation and stuff's going into these boats in the last few years. And this thing right here, pretty sweet. So I'm excited, ready to get home, edit this video up, get it out to you guys. Good times.